accent challenge. Oh, it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be so good. What else are you gonna do with your month? Why not? Come on, give it a go. Yeah, I can definitely do it. The accent challenge is quite splendid indeed. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to General American Week. I am super excited. Are you excited? Are you excited? I am like a 12 out of 10 on the level of excitement. I'm literally about to explode. Someone's had a little bit too much coffee. No, you can never have too much coffee if you're me. Besides, I have never been so excited to get started on the American accent in this great caffeination, the US of A. Oh my God. Okay, let's just get started. This week we are diving headfirst into General American. As you can see, I'll be sharing the spotlight with quite a few characters this week. They are going to show you some traps that people fall into, so other regional accents, some exaggerated versions of things, which will be really good for you to practice as we go along, because with American, particularly if you come from the UK, it's really, really good to go big and then reel it back in, rather than trying to go really small and subtle right from the beginning. Loosen up. Go too far. Hit it out of the park. Be loud. Be proud. Have fun. Lean back. Play it up, up. I think they get it. Today we're going to be starting with the foundations of the General American accent. The placement, the vibe, and the triggers. Let's start with placement. General American is loose, flat, open, and wide. We open and close our mouths a lot more. Our jaw muscle is much looser and more flexible, partly because we do it, and we do it partly because it's loose and flexible. Who knows? Chicken or the egg? The important thing? Massage your jaw. Our tongues are forward in our mouth, and they kind of live either on top of our bottom teeth or just behind our bottom teeth. You want to think about your tongue spreading out. So the sides of your tongue are reaching the sides of your, this is really hard to say, the bottom molars at the back. That's what I mean. That your tongue is spreading out sideways. I like to think of this as like if you smile really wide with your mouth really open and then relax your face but keep the smile on the inside. You'll make a pretty goofy face, but that's fine. That'll help your tongue learn to spread out. The other thing you'll notice is that we move our lips a lot more. So basically, all of this is to say physical exercises that we did way back on day 1, super, super key this week. I really wasn't kidding. If you feel like it's too big, it's probably going to be fine. And that's something I'm going to keep reminding you of as the week goes on. We want you to feel, for General American, like you're moving your mouth way too much, especially at the beginning. So for today, I want you to pause the video right now and go back to that introductory day, the day we did all the mouth exercises, and I want you to focus on the jaw massage, the tongue stretch, and all of those lip exercises. Got it? So, welcome back if you did the exercises. If you didn't, cheater, I hope you do them later. Promise? Good. Now that you've done the exercises, it's time for everyone's favorite little American warm-up. I'll let you demonstrate this one.
This is the exercise. So, what I want you to do is hold on to your tongue and smile. Now, after you do that, you're gonna talk. You can read, You can just talk about your day. But the thing I want you to notice is it's pretty easy to understand everything I'm saying, right?
It's very spitty.
But it really helps your American accent. Things to focus on. Open your mouth and use your lips, not your tongue. So for sounds like M, my mom, L, la 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 la, TH. Instead of moving your tongue like this, try to keep your tongue dead, relaxed, and instead use the rest of your mouth. Okay? Okay.
Once you've managed to get good at that without your tongue flying back into your mouth all the time, the next step is to repeat the same kind of exercise without holding onto your tongue.
So now it's just gonna stay there, pretty relaxed, and you're going to talk as best as you can without any movement like this.
Okay, that's not what we're after. The next step after that is to repeat the exercise a third time once you get good at that one, only this time your tongue is stuck to your bottom teeth. So especially here, you'll feel like you have to use your lips a lot more. You won't be able to say S. That's fine, okay? Some things I want you to notice is that you can say a lot of sounds, especially the consonant sounds, in this position, okay? Of course, this is not the goal. This is a mouth exercise, but it's pretty fun, and I think it would be good to play a character that talked like this, just because. Like I said at the start, for American, it's really helpful to go too far or too big or too relaxed and then reel it on back into normal life. So this exercise is essentially that for your mouth muscles. You're getting your tongue into a position that's like extra. It's really far forward. It's really lazy and not moving. And then when you let go, what happens is instead of going all the way back to whatever its normal position is for you, it's going to stop halfway, and hopefully over time it'll land right in the USA. Before we even get into things like vowels and consonants and intonation and sound changes and rhythm and all that fun stuff, it's really important that we talk and think a little bit about the qualities of American speech and American culture. Just like any accent, General American is about so much more than just sound changes. So we need to look at things like vocabulary, body language, intention. All of that stuff is going to factor in. And something really good to do when you're working on General American is to start off by having a little physical shakeout. Shake out your arms, shake out your hands, roll your shoulders a few times, loosen up everywhere, plop yourself down on the sofa, and lean back. Relax. What are some adjectives, some descriptive words that you would use to describe how you think American accents sound or how American people behave or speak? Some common answers include things like confident, assertive, forward, direct, bold, warm, smiley, fake, and relaxed. Yes, we're going to be talking about things like stereotypes because they're a really easy entrance point into an accent. As I said back on the very first day of this course, it's really hard to play a masterpiece by Beethoven without first plunking out the scale. And that's what we're thinking about when we're talking about things like descriptive adjectives. Of course, there are many kinds of people and a lot of subtlety, both in culture and speech. But even so, it's really helpful to look at some sweeping generalizations. It gives us a door to walk into, and then we can find all of the nooks and crannies. Do you have anything else to add to the list? These can be things that you observe about how Americans speak. Some people use things like instruments, trumpeting, wah, wah, or like a bass, or some people think of it like an electric guitar. I don't know. What comes to mind when you think about American accents or American culture or sort of mannerisms that a lot of American people have? Again, we're intentionally looking at stereotypes. We are not saying this is how American people are. A couple of things I do want to briefly mention as we're getting started this week are nasality and vocal fry. So we're going to talk a little bit more about nasality when we get into vowels, but this sound that you kind of hear there is called vocal fry. Fry. Can you hear it? And it's something that we want to avoid if at all possible. It's not that it's wrong, it's just like it's not really neutral, right? So try to do it intentionally. You want to think of making a really quiet, really low sound and not using your full voice. Did you ever do that thing when you were little of like, and see how long you could hold it? Maybe that was just me. Probably just me. I've included a link in today's message about vocal fry, which I encourage you to check out and read about, especially if you're not entirely sure what it is or if it's a sound that you tend to make. It's very common for people when they're learning an American accent to sort of end up in a very vocal fry filled way of speaking. And it's not that that's incorrect. A lot of people do use vocal fry. There's a recent study done that found that in California, at least, women use vocal fry in general 10% of the time and men 25% of the time. And that's because vocal fry tends to happen in a lower register. It's your lowest sounds that you can make with your vocal cords. They're vibrating really slowly, which is why we hear that like sound. So if you notice as we go along, particularly in the vowels and stuff, if you record yourself and you're hearing a lot of that sound, and you don't know how to get rid of it, just send me a message. Again, it's not that this is incorrect, it just isn't the most neutral sound that we can find for our general American accent, and for the purposes of this course, that's what we're going to go for. In today's message, I've given you some suggestions for a few things that you can watch and listen to, but more importantly, watch. Things I want you to look out for. Positions of their mouths. Do they open and close them a lot or a little? How much do you see their lips moving? How often can you see their tongues? And what positions are their tongues making? Positions? That was a weird thing to do. What positions are their tongues making? And look for also which parts of their lips does it look like they're activating. The other and final thing I want you to pay attention to, of course, we've talked about it today, is body language, movement, facial expression. How often do you see the sort of smiley cheek muscles move up or not? All of that kind of stuff. The more you can observe, the easier everything is going to be later on this week. Another thing I want you to do today is to make a list of stuff Americans say. So try to think of some phrases or words or expressions that to you sound really American and that you also think are pretty fun to say or to imitate. These might be things like, oh my God, dude, that's awesome. Let's go to the mall. Excuse me, sir. Have a super day. I'm Batman. Here's my card. Call me. Fuck you, asshole. I run this organization. I have literally no idea what you're talking about. I built this company from nothing. I'll have my people call your people. Hi, I'm Brad. I'm a producer. As I said, make a list of what things you find entertaining or that sound American to you. If you want, you can share some of them with the rest of the Facebook group And keep these handy because we're going to come back to these a little bit later on in the week, and they're going to become some of your triggers to get into the general American accent. That's it for today. Physicality, chill out your mouth, chill out your body. Watch some of the clips I've attached or recommended in the email and observe, observe, observe. See how much you can notice about people's mouths when they talk, as well as about their facial movements, any gestures they make, their posture. It's probably not going to look like that. I'm really sorry. What are you eating?
Goldfish crackers.
Goldfish crackers for breakfast? Seriously? To help me with my American dead fish face. And my other fish face. Wow. Sorry about that. Have a really good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!